there. Let me introduce myself. My name is Samuel Capers. And I want to tell you some of my past history. I lived a normal life growing up, but between us, I never played nicely with others. I did not like other people. I've always think about hurting people. They always get in my way, always telling me what to do. I cannot stand that. I am the one who commands people. Usually, I would imprison a person, deprive them of their freedom, and torture them in the sickest ways possible. Let me give you a demonstration. One day, my landlord was giving me some problems. I had a list of things that need to be fixed. Look, I pay my rent on time, and I need these things fixed. He gives me a lot of excuses. I don't like excuses. Either fix the problem or get someone who's qualified to fix the problem. Yeah. But for some reason, he just started pissing me off one day. And I had these evil intentions in my head. These evil thoughts. And there was a wrench on the table next to him. And as he had his back turned to me, I picked up the wrench. And I swung and hit him upside the head. He went out like a light. But he was still conscious. So I wonder what I want to do with him now. So I knew I had some rope nearby. And I tied him up, 'cause I'm real good with knots. Yeah, I tied him up real good. Yeah. Hog tied him. And I gagged him. I said, look, I asked you to fix the problems in my apartment, but you're giving me the runaround. You always come when you want your rent, and I always paid you on time. Why can't you fix things on time? He looked all sad and wanting to strangle. I mean, he just He just pissed me off. I didn't like the way he looked anyhow. So I had that wrench in my hand. He still got a bloody gash on the back of his head. And that looked so interesting. The blood leaking, going down his forehead. I had some evil intentions. I wanted to make him bleed more. So he's laying on his stomach, hog-tied. I raised that wrench. And kept bashing him beside his head. Over and over and over and over again. His head is a bloody mess. Yeah. I just love being demented this way. Looking at that crimson red all over his head, all over my floor. And I looked at him. He was barely conscious. He's still alive? Oh, this one must be a fighter. Now, if I get you help, will you fix the problems in my apartment? He gurgled. Yeah, well, I don't believe in people anyhow. I don't believe anything he said. So I took the wrench one more time. And with one mighty swing, came down and cracked open his skull. There I saw the blood, gore, and brain matter. Damn, that was a swing. I don't even know my own strength sometimes. Yeah. And that was the end of his life. Now I gotta find a way of disposing the body. He kind of made a mess of my kitchen, so I got my tools. My trusty saw. Had to use my meat cleaver. Yeah. Saw off his head. Oh God, making such a mess. Yeah. So before I cut anything else off, I got twisty ties and nylon bag ties. And I cut off the circulation for the blood to stop spurting all over the place. Then I proceeded to start cutting more stuff off, using part my saw and my butchers. but I'm good with a cleaver. I used to work a meat market. I'm good with a cleaver. It was messy, but I bagged all that stuff in these heavy-duty laundry bags. And got these hefty, long bags. And put the remains. Yeah. Everything is all packed up. Then I had to actually clean my kitchen. I had a lot of bleach and a lot of cleaners. Getting every little bits of droplets of blood off the ground and tables and chairs, everything. Because he was a bleeder. He was a bleeder. So I took the bag once I got cleaned up into my car. I drove a bit and found the place where I deposited the body. Somewhere remote. Unless someone was digging around, he won't be found for a long time. So as I went back home, his wife came to me and said, "Excuse me, Samuel, did you see my husband?" I said, he popped in earlier, but he left. But, why? I'm just worried because he's supposed to be back home. I don't know. Yeah, maybe he went out somewhere. I don't know. Now I gotta find a way to get rid of her. How can I get rid of her? Do I kill her outright, like her husband? Or something more personal? I'll think about that one. I mean, she's always been a nice lady, but I don't like people. I really don't. I'd rather be by myself. She's gonna be special because I liked her. I need to make this up close and personal. So the next day, I see her in the hallway, and she's asked me, did I see her husband? I said, no, I didn't. And she said, okay, because I need someone to help me. This is my chance. So she said, what do you need? And she invited me in to help her change some lights, fixtures. I said, okay. So I did that for her. And she was like, thank you so much. I really appreciate this. I was just wondering where's my husband at. And I said, Maybe you'll see him soon. Thinking to myself, you're gonna see him real soon. And so she asked me if I want something to drink. I said, sure. And as she turned around, I had a piece of piano wire in my pocket. And I whipped it out real quick. I came up right behind her, put it over her head, and choke her. She didn't know what happened. Struggling. Couldn't speak, just fanning around. Until she was dead. Yeah. Because once I eliminate her, now, I don't want to cut her up in here. I'm going to have to do something a little more devious. One of my jobs, I work at a chemical factory. I can always get chemicals from sources that I know on a job. And there's a metal container outside back of the apartment. They use it for trash, but I'm thinking something else. So I went downstairs, got the container, and I brought it up into her apartment. I see one neighbor, he's like, hey, what you doing? Oh, I'm just helping the landlord, do some things. And he said, okay. So I put the drum in the apartment. Then I had to make a trip to my old job. I had to pick up some chemicals. Yeah, I had some connections back there. And they allowed me to have those chemicals. Yeah. When I brought back, I had containers on me. Went upstairs. Used the keys I swiped from her. Opened her door. And placed the chemicals by the drum. I locked the door real quick. Yeah. I'm getting anxious. I'm getting real anxious. So, I stripped down her body, her clothes, stripped all that down. Shoes, her eyeglasses, placed them to the side. And I shoved her naked body into the drum. Good thing she's a small woman. She fit right in there. And so, I started my process. I poured the chemicals into the drum. Acid-base chemicals. Oh, marvelous. Let the chemicals eat away at the body and the bones and the flesh and the Yes. I had to do it nice and slow because I want no splatter. And the drum was nice and sealed at the bottom. Yeah. I really hate people. I really do. I wish I was alone. I mean, a sick fantasy of mine if I could get rid of everybody in this apartment building. But that's just a sick fantasy. So, I filled it up to a certain amount. And I had to look around for the lid, because I know they kept the lid in the house. And I put the lid on top of the container. Tighten it up. And let the chemicals does its job. Oh, man. People might think I'm demented, depraved, doing such a diabolical thing to these people. But I was like this, once you piss me off, I don't give a goddamn what the hell. I don't care anymore. I don't care anymore. But you know, I didn't think how I'm going to get this drum out of here. I don't know. Maybe I just leave it up in here. Say, okay. I could do that. Just leave it in here. Put it in a little back room they got. And no one will be the wiser. Lock their apartment up. Wipe down the doors and the knobs and everything. Yeah. I want to leave no evidence, no fingerprints, nothing. Oh well. I'm just in my house, not worrying about nothing. So, if you're ever in the area, 169 Glenridge Terrace, come on down. There might be an apartment for rent here. And I'll be glad to greet you. And introduce myself. We're gonna have some fun together. Unless you piss me off.